Welcome back. This is the Iowa Urban Express Deluxe update. Kind of a first start. I've actually started it before. Let me begin by saying it's always a great joy to get something that hasn't been running for a long time, not sure how long, running again. And I'll also say that sometimes we create our own problems. You'll notice during the course of this video that the idle goes up and down, up and down, up and down. I try to adjust it, and it's just not working out. One of the things I did was I deleted I unplugged the oil injector from the carburetor, which has left an inlet port where the oil line connects to the carburetor. It's left that open to the air. So I've got a feeling that part of my problem is that we've got an air leak at that point. Now there may be others, but when you have air getting in to the system, the fuel system, or the combustion chamber, or elsewhere, you'll get this problem where can't get the idle to level out and stay at one particular point. But anyway, so I mess with it, even knowing that port is open, thinking I can get it right, and don't have much success. But it is running, and I did ride it last night. As you can see, we got a light dusting of snow last night. Even still, I went out and rode it on the road, which was probably not too smart. It was pretty slippery, but I don't think I went beyond 8 or 10 miles an hour. Later today, when the temperature warms up and the roads aren't icy or dusted with snow, I'll take it out for a ride and see how it runs. Some of the things that I had to do, because I'm sure I'll forget several things, but had to clean the carburetor. I've got an ultrasonic cleaner now, so that was very helpful in cleaning the carburetor. Carburetor still leaks at the float bowl gasket a tiny bit, but I'm going to eventually put on a new carburetor on this thing. And the other issue was I bought actually two Urban Expresses at the same time. I got the other one running pretty quickly. The problem with the other one was the exhaust flange was broken, so there was an air leak where the exhaust attached to the cylinder. So what I initially did was I took the exhaust off this one and put it on the other one, and now this one has the other one's exhaust. But through the help of the local hardware store, I welded or had a steel washer welded and made basically a new flange on the exhaust, and that worked out great. So cleaned the carburetor, fixed the exhaust. I had to fix the kickstart. Two of the kickstart gears were missing teeth. I haven't entirely fixed the kickstart, as you'll see later, but I think it's just a minor issue from here. I originally thought I had a problem with the petcock because gas wasn't flowing from the tank down to the carburetor, but it turns out that the float was just, the float needle was stuck. So you'll see later that I've attached an auxiliary gas tank, and I still had the same problem with fuel not flowing out of that. That led me to figure out that the float needle was stuck. The gas tank was really clean on this one, as with the other one I bought. I also, the front and rear brake cable were sticking. I got the rear one to free up, and I'm working on the front one. What else did I do? I've started to clean it up a little bit. This thing was really dirty. I think at one point in time when it was running, the previous owner was running it without the rear fender, and all kinds of mud and stuff is caked around the engine. But I've gotten a lot of that off. I think I'll eventually just take the frame off and thoroughly clean the entire engine. Fiddle fiddle with that throttle stop screw, but I'll get that worked out later today. I think it's a minor fix. And I usually replace the crankshaft bearing seals as a matter of course on these things, and I'll do that later. There's no leak from the exhaust port, or where the exhaust attaches to the cylinder jug. And then the only other issue is the headlight doesn't work, so I've got a couple options on that. Let's see what else. Oh, I moved the battery. The battery box only had half of the battery box attached. The top half was missing. So I actually I took out the oil tank, since I'm using premix, from under the seat. I put the battery under the seat. So you'll see where the battery box should be, it's no longer there. And I actually kind of like the sleeker look of it without that battery box hanging off the side. And it's actually pretty common to find these without all or part of the battery box. Other issues, the tires are dry rotted, which is common. The front brake, when you apply it and try to come and use it to stop the bike, squeals something fierce. I mean, it's an ear-piercing squeal. I'm trying to ride it around last night in stealth mode, and I hit the front brake, and it's like an ambulance siren going off. Man, that thing is loud. But with further use, it'll probably quiet down. I probably need new front and rear brake pads eventually. So a lot of times what happens is those brake shoes harden up over time with not being used, and so they get super hard, and then the hub also kind of gets a coating on it. So anyhow, there was a shot of the carburetor a little bit, and then here's the kickstart works fine in the regular position, but you can there should be something stopping it from going forward like that, and I might just be missing a part. When I took it apart, a small part fell out, and that might be part of the problem, or it might be just missing something. I was actually surprised to find basically all of the kickstart internals in there, inside the case there. It was just the two gears were missing several teeth, and that's why it wouldn't work. Here's another attempt to get it to run right. I thought I had it, but I've just got to plug that port, and I'm thinking that'll help out quite a bit. There's the auxiliary tank. Kind of like that, actually. Maybe I'll put a Y connector on it, and I gain another 2 pints of gas. So hey, it's running. I was a bit verbose, but stay tuned for further updates, and remember, ride safe.